In 1997, the Peruvian Special Forces launched Operation Chavín de Huántar to rescue hostages held by the MRTA, Tupac Amaru Revolutionary Movement rebels. The mission, a daring and highly successful operation, is considered one of the most remarkable hostage rescues in military history. During the 1990s, Peru was gripped by the rise of guerrilla groups like MRTA and the Shining Path. The MRTA's siege of the Japanese ambassador's residence in Lima, where 700 hostages were taken, sparked this operation. 2. The hostage crisis. In December 1996, a group of heavily armed MRTA, Tupac Amaru Revolutionary Movement, rebels infiltrated a lavish diplomatic event at the Japanese ambassador's residence in Lima, seizing over 700 hostages, including foreign diplomats, high-ranking government officials, and civilians. The MRTA's primary goal was to pressure the Peruvian government into meeting their demands, chiefly the release of imprisoned members of their organization and the cessation of military operations against them. The rebels barricaded themselves within the residence, using the hostages as human shields, and set up makeshift fortifications throughout the building. The hostages endured extreme conditions. Some were confined to small rooms, others were forced to remain in close quarters for months without adequate food or medical care, with their captors constantly threatening violence. As international calls for negotiations grew louder, the Peruvian government, led by President Alberto Fujimori, refused to bow to terrorism, making it clear that force would be used to resolve the crisis. This unwavering stance set the stage for Operation Chavín de Huántar, a high-stakes rescue operation that would become a defining moment in the country's history and showcase the elite capabilities of Peru's special forces. 3. The role of the Peruvian Special Forces. The Grupo Especial de Fuerzas Armadas, GUFAR, Peru's most elite special forces unit, was entrusted with executing the high-stakes mission of rescuing the hostages held by the MRTA rebels, a task that would test the limits of their training, resolve, and tactical expertise. This unit, comprising only the most skilled and battle-hardened soldiers, underwent an arduous selection process that involved grueling physical endurance tests, mental fortitude evaluations, and specialized training in close-quarters combat, intelligence gathering, and hostage rescue. Among the many individuals who played crucial roles in the planning and execution of the operation, Major Luis Felipe de la Fuente stood out as a key leader whose calm demeanor and tactical precision helped orchestrate the operation's success. Under his leadership, the team meticulously analyzed intelligence reports, prepared for every possible scenario, and adapted strategies that would allow them to infiltrate the residence undetected and execute a rescue with minimal casualties. The combination of their mental toughness, ability to think under pressure, and extensive knowledge of urban warfare and counter-terrorism techniques proved to be the perfect blend for tackling such a dangerous mission, as the team's operational readiness and experience allowed them to handle the complex and volatile environment that awaited them at the Japanese ambassador's residence. 4th Mission Planning and Execution. The planning of Operation Chavín de Huántar began immediately after the MRTA took control of the Japanese ambassador's residence. Intelligence was gathered from multiple sources, including surveillance of the building, informants, and intercepted communications. The GUFAR team meticulously studied the residence's layout, identifying potential weak points for breaching and securing escape routes for the hostages. The strategic decision was made to act swiftly to minimize the chances of hostages being harmed. The mission involved a multi-pronged approach. Peruvian special forces inserted through the residence's main entrance, armed with submachine guns, grenades, and silencers. A diversionary tactic was employed to distract the MRTA rebels, giving the commandos time to infiltrate the building. Diversionary fire was coordinated with snipers positioned nearby, ensuring that any resistance would be neutralized at critical points. The timing was essential. Coordinating the exact moment of entry was critical in minimizing casualties among the hostages. The Peruvian Special Forces executed the assault with flawless precision, neutralizing all MRTA militants within minutes. They moved quickly through the residence, clearing rooms and taking control of the building, securing the hostages in the process. The operation's success was a result of impeccable teamwork, careful preparation, and the Special Forces' ability to adapt to the rapidly evolving situation. 5. The outcome and aftermath, the success of the operation. Operation Chavín de Huántar was a resounding success, with 72 hostages freed and minimal casualties. Only one hostage lost their life, and 2 MRTA rebels were killed. The Peruvian military's precise and coordinated approach ensured the mission was executed with remarkable efficiency. The operation's success highlighted the effectiveness of elite special forces in executing high-stakes hostage rescues, marking it as a model for future counterterrorism missions. During the operation, most of the hostages had actually been freed before the assault took place. Intelligence gathered from informants and surveillance revealed that the MRTA rebels had released many hostages as a strategic move to avoid bloodshed in the final stages of the siege. Initially, there were 700 hostages, but by the time the special forces were preparing to launch their assault, only 72 remained. The rebels had kept this smaller group as leverage for their political demands, hoping to exert pressure on the Peruvian government. This critical detail explains the apparent discrepancy between the initial figure of 700 hostages and the final number rescued, highlighting the complexity of the situation. The rebels' tactic was clear. They aimed to use the remaining hostages to negotiate with the government. But the Peruvian administration remained resolute, refusing to meet their demands. As a result, several hostages had been released over time under tense negotiations, while the final group was retained until the government's firm stance made it clear that force would be used. This additional context clarifies the situation and underscores the difficult choices made by both the hostages and the authorities in ensuring the operation's success while preventing further escalation. Impact on Peru and the world. The operation had far-reaching political and social consequences. The Peruvian government's decisive action against the MRTA boosted its popularity, cementing its position as a formidable counterterrorism force. On the international stage, the operation's success was hailed as a triumph of military strategy. It became a textbook example for counterterrorism forces worldwide, showing how intelligence, precision, and rapid execution could neutralize complex threats. The MRTA, on the other hand, was severely weakened, leading to the group's eventual decline. 6. Lessons learned and legacy. Tactical lessons from the operation. Operation Chavín de Huántar provided invaluable lessons in military strategy, particularly in hostage rescue and counterterrorism. The emphasis on swift action, detailed intelligence, and minimal collateral damage served as a model for modern military forces worldwide. The mission also highlighted the importance of preparing for every possible contingency, ensuring that operators could adapt to rapidly changing scenarios without jeopardizing the hostages' safety. Enduring legacy. The operation left a lasting legacy in the fight against terrorism, not only in Peru but also globally. It demonstrated the critical role of special forces in handling high-risk rescue operations and set new standards for rapid response. For Peru, it marked a turning point in their battle against guerrilla movements like the MRTA, and the operation remains a symbol of national pride. It also reinforced the importance of tactical innovation, precision, and teamwork in successfully overcoming terrorism in the modern era. Operation Chavín de Huántar stands as one of the most successful hostage rescue missions in history, showcasing the precision and bravery of Peru's special forces. Its impact has resonated not only in Peru but also across the globe, shaping counterterrorism strategies for years to come. In our next video, we'll explore Sayeret matkal, an elite Israeli unit known for its expertise in reconnaissance and hostage rescue operations. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more in-depth military documentaries.